Good morning and happy Friday. It is the 8th of October today, and with it being a Friday, it's weigh-in. So I'm going to chat a little bit about what has been good and what has been bad in my weight loss journey this week and update my weight. So I think I'll start off with some of the things that haven't gone so well. Probably the most obvious would be that I haven't uploaded this week. I have filmed and everything in terms of like my weight loss has been going well, but I mean, I have filmed, I haven't uploaded. So I've filmed a couple of days and I do intend to edit and upload them over the weekend at some point. It may seem a little bit odd because I don't really sort of like, I don't usually like film in advance and upload later. It's kind of like a on the day or the next day kind of thing. However, I'll edit it together and we'll see, but I'm pretty sure I'll get them up. But that has been one thing that I haven't really liked very much this week. I have, like I said, I've filmed and intended to do so, but there's a couple of things that sort of like prohibited me from going ahead and doing that. One of the first things was, I think it was on Tuesday, there was a definite sort of like shift in sort of like mood and mindset and just how I generally felt. My mood just plummeted and it was such a noticeable change. So that was something to sort of contend with. And then sort of like when it got to the end of the day and I was gonna edit, I just didn't have the motivation to do it. So that was that. And then I filmed Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday and yesterday, and then everything was going great. And then I had a really bad headache that's kind of like started in the morning, got up and went to the gym, had a run. On the way home, sort of started to feel this sort of like pain in my head. And I was like, maybe I'm a little bit dehydrated or something. But when I got back, I took some painkillers and I had like a Lemsip because it kind of started to feel like a head cold. So I had a Lemsip, that was that. It kind of squashed the pain a little bit, but it was like still niggling there. And then over the course of the day, it grew and grew and grew and grew. And then by, I want to say by about 4 o'clock, it was really bad. I was like laying on the sofa, like trying to sort of like shade my eyes from the light. So I didn't feel very well at all yesterday afternoon. I did, Jim sort of like made me a little bit of food. He was having pie and chips. So he made me like a little bowl of chips, which I tracked. And then later on in the evening, I had some soup and I tracked that, but I didn't film the dinner or the soup. I just kind of ended the video just because I felt so shocking. So yeah, that hasn't been good. Both not being able to edit and upload and also how I've been feeling. And then another sort of like negative point to the week, I would say, is nutrition wise hasn't been as on form as I would like. I definitely have been more healthy than I have unhealthy, but it's not as like perfect as I would hope. Jim made tea on Tuesday evening and we had tofu hot dogs in hot dog buns. And then obviously last night I had like a bowl of oven chips. And yeah, not great. I mean, please don't take this as if you sort of like eat oven chips and things like that on a regular, that I'm saying that you're wrong. Or, absolutely not. No, I think, you know, everybody's entitled to eat how they want. It's just for me personally, I'm on a bit of like a nutrition journey where I want to really get to a really good point, and also it's more also for the benefit of my health condition. I need to try and avoid foods that encourage inflammation and things like that, and white refined carbohydrates are sort of like right up there with one of the best foods for doing that. So it's more for managing my pain and prohibiting my condition from getting worse, is when I say I want to avoid things like that. So yeah, I guess they're the only bad points I can really think of. But moving on to things that have been good. So number one, I have tracked every single day, and I will insert my sort of like nutrition week, calorie week graph here. And as you can see, just let me get this up actually so I can talk about it. Where is it? There we go. So Sunday right through today, I've tracked every single day, and with the exclusion of yesterday where I had 1,498 calories, every day has been pretty much here or there on track. On Sunday, I actually went out for Jim's sister's birthday meal, and we went to a burger bar in a really, really lovely little village. Obviously I'm vegetarian, so I had the vegetarian option, which was a falafel, hummus and halloumi burger. It was delicious. I also had some salt and pepper fries, but I didn't really eat much of them. Jim polished off them. I had a couple and I ate the peppers and things around them, but it was really good. And I did track it as best I could, because obviously in a restaurant I think it's very vague. I think you've just got to overestimate as much as possible and go with sort of like your understanding of it and try and find out, but I don't think it can be totally accurate. But I did go on a run that morning. I did a 20-minute run, and I tracked my calories, my 1,400, so I was still in a deficit. So I think that was really good that I managed to go out and still track. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased that I've managed to track every day, despite feeling how I've been feeling and what have you. I still managed to motivate myself enough in the moments to sort of like track everything I was eating. So I'm really pleased with that. Also my exercise, I will insert my Fitbit sort of like log here. So on Sunday I did the last run of last week's C to 5K, which was 20 minutes solid running, which I was really apprehensive about. I just wasn't sure how it was going to go, because the longest I'd run prior to that I think was 8, so it was a bit of a step up. However, I did it, I actually really enjoyed it, and I was so chuffed with myself, and that sort of managed to finish off that week. And then on Monday I did the first run of week. I'm gonna have to check, because for some reason my memory is being terrible at remembering what week I'm on this week. Yeah, this week is week 6. So Monday did my first run of week 6 of C to 5K, and it was, yeah, it was pretty hard going. I can't remember exactly what the run sort of like intervals was right now, but I can remember feeling particularly achy and stuff. And on that run, it wasn't sort of like my cardiovascular fitness that was letting me down, it was my muscle fatigue and whatnot. And I think that was due to the fact that I'd run on Saturday, Sunday and then Monday consecutively, and Saturday and Sunday being 2 quite big runs. So I think that's what contributed to my muscle fatigue on Monday. But I still did it, I still completed it, and was really chuffed with myself. And then I did plan on going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday to do my runs, and then other days to go and do some like resistance and weight training and that kind of thing. But my schedule got changed, which was no fault to my own. So I had to just like change it sporadically. So I decided to do Monday, Thursday and Saturday for my runs. So yesterday I went, and it was really difficult. I really had to push through it. But yet again, I still did it. It was more of a mental challenge yesterday. It was more like mentally pushing through. Every sort of cell in my body wanted to stop, and it wasn't because my body was tired, or it wasn't because my muscles was aching, or, you know, I was breathing fine. It was just literally, I just couldn't be arsed being there doing it. And it was all sort of like a mental challenge. But I kind of said to myself, when I started my first run and I was like, oh, I can't be bothered with this, I kind of just said to myself, look, you're gonna do it. Whether you are like dying on the treadmill by the end of this run, you are gonna do it, and you're not gonna stop, you're not gonna give in. There's no reason to give in. You can do it. You've done 20 minutes before. There's no reason you can't do this 10 minutes. Just quit complaining and get it done. And I kind of impress myself sometimes with my ability to just sort of like switch a switch in my brain and say, no, this is how it is now, this is what you're doing. And I've done that with a couple of things within my life, whether it be sort of like giving things up, or with my eating disorder, or just other things in life where I've said, no, never gonna do that again, that is in the past, not entertaining you anymore. And it obviously works really well, and I've got a very sort of good inner willpower that I enable myself to do these things. And when it was my last run, and I was absolutely like, every cell in my body was screaming at me to stop, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna finish this run regardless. Even at like the 1 minute mark, when Joe Wiley came on and said, right, you've got 1 minute left now, and I was like, great. I looked down and my shoelace came untied right at that moment, and I was like, no, I've got 1 minute left to go, and my bloody shoelace decides to come undone. And I was just thought, oh, I don't care. I was like, I don't care. I am not stopping running. Even if I trip over the shoelace, whack my head on the treadmill and look like a complete fool in the gym, I don't care. I'm not running. I'm not giving in. I'm not being the reason that I stopped running. So my willpower was so super strong, and it was really, really hard pushing through it, you know, physically pushing myself to do something. And I'm so like, my inner sort of like self is so lazy. I have to push to get to a point where I enjoy exercise, and when I do it regularly, it does become enjoyable and less of a chore. But I think naturally I am quite a lazy person. And when in that moment I was like, right, okay, so you can do this and apply this sort of like methodology to certain areas of your life, whether it be completing this run, you know, doing 30 miles over 3 mountains and not stopping, making your feet keep going even though they're blistered and bleeding and sore, and, you know, giving up substances, alcohol, blah blah blah. Why the hell can't you apply this method to food? Like, and I was just having this sort of like inner conversation with myself, and it was kind of distracting me from the run. But I was just thinking, like, if only you could do that, like, you would crack it. If only you could apply that method of, I'm gonna just feed myself with what I need and nothing more, and I'm gonna give up any sort of food that would be classed as unnutritionally beneficial to my body. Like, you'd be in a much better situation. You would get what you want. Why can't you do it? And it's really weird. It's like the one thing, like, I can give anything up. I can, you know, give up spending money, alcohol, anything, can give it up. But it's like that one thing. It's so ingrained in my psyche as that thing to go to for whatever reason, that it's just incredibly difficult. But it was a really interesting thought, and I thought I would share it with you. But it's something that I'm going to try and work on, trying to get into my inner conscious and switch that switch for food. I think is where I need to sort of like focus my energy and time. But yeah, really sort of like, I would like to have worked out more this week, but I also have Saturday and Sunday, which I am planning to work out. I'm gonna do my final run of this week tomorrow, which is 25 minutes. Oh my God. Please give me some encouragement in the comments to complete this 25-minute run, because the way my runs have gone this week so far, I am literally going to be planning my funeral all the way through. So I need some encouragement, guys. Please come through and give me it. But yeah, I've got that tomorrow, and then on Sunday I'm planning on going and having a bit of like just a bit of a random gym session. I'm going to do some resistance, I'm going to do some stepper, I'm going to do some elliptical, I'm going to do some kettlebell maybe. Just do what I feel, but move my body. And if I do Saturday and Sunday, I will have completed my goal of 4 workouts a week. So far so good with working out. Another sort of like really good thing from this week is the fact that, you know, at the beginning of the month, we're a week into October now only, but I feel like I can sort of like comment on it. Excuse me. At the start of the month, I set out a goal to not drink throughout October. Now, for some of my long-term subscribers and viewers, you'll know that I've sort of touched upon the fact that back this time last year, October, November time, my drinking had got really out of control, and over like the last couple of years, I drink more often and not throughout the week. I wouldn't say I had a problem with alcohol, but it became habitual. You know, I would polish off a good couple of litres of vodka a week, beers, that kind of thing, and it was horrendous. So I decided there and then that I was going to commit to my weight loss journey, and in order to do that I needed to kick the booze, and I did, and I managed to not drink for about 3 months solid. However, over the past sort of like couple of months, I've probably had, or maybe the last month, I just sort of started to notice things creeping back in, and thought I need to sort of like diminish this before this flame ignites and it's really strong. So I thought, you know, sober October, it's kind of a good thing to do. So I'm not doing it for charity, it's purely for my benefit. And so far, they're so good. I've not had one single drop of alcohol. Even though Jim, my partner, he has had a couple of drinks this week. He drank when we went out to his sister's birthday, which is fair enough, you know. Family gathering, and then he's had a couple of nights drinking at home this week, and I think I'm just sort of giving myself an extra pat on the back, because I think changing habits is hard, but even more so harder when in your home environment that thing you're trying to stop is going on around you. And I'm getting to the point, I remember specifically I had so much power in saying no the first time around, when I was like, I'm not going to drink, I'm going to set myself a goal of not drinking for so long. This time I've given myself October, and that's great. Last time I kind of did it for a lot longer, but I got to a point where I found pleasure and power in saying, no, I'm not going to do it. And the more I did it, the stronger it got, and became more of a habit not to drink than it did to drink. So that's good. But I think, yeah, like I said, it's really, really difficult when, I think if I was sort of like at home on my own and had no sort of outside influence with things like this, it probably would be a little bit easier to maintain. But having said that, I like the fact that I can also not necessarily be encouraged, but have encouragement there and still say no. It shows that the goal is like really important to me, and that I am being really strong and maintaining my goal for my own personal reasons. So that's another really, really great thing to come out of this week, and I don't have any intention of screwing that up. So I think that's all really to cover in terms of pros and cons or ups and downs of the week. So we'll move on to weigh-in. And also, I just want to sort of like put this in here now. I actually really didn't want to make this video today because I woke up today, got up, came downstairs, made myself a huge thing of coffee. I had a really delicious sort of like yogurt and granola and fruit with honey and chia seeds, tucking away, got to the last mouthful and went, oh shit, it's Friday, it's weighing day, and I've just eaten my breakfast and had a huge cup of coffee. Now, I don't know about you guys, please let me know if you're the same, but it doesn't matter what I eat. I can literally drink a glass of water, I can weigh myself and have something to eat or drink, and my weight after is so ridiculously far away from what I did weigh that I'm like, surely if I weighed that food out it wouldn't weigh that much. What is going on? What is going on with that? So you can appreciate like my annoyance at myself after doing that. I'm thinking, right, I've got to now go weigh in. So this morning, well, let's start off with last week actually. Where are we? So last week I weighed in at 14 stone 1.6, and this week I have weighed in at 14 stone 3.8, which is a gain of 2.2 pounds. Now, I did actually weigh in on, I think it was Wednesday. I just jumped on the scale and I was like, I'm just gonna see what's going on. And it said something ridiculous like 14 stone 5, and I was like, what? Why? Like, why? There was no reason, absolutely no reason. I've tracked, I've been like under or on goal, worked out, everything right. You are wrong. I was literally having a conversation with the scale like, no, no. So I don't know what was going on there. I think my scales are just fucked. I really do. I'm kind of on the edge of buying some new scales. So can somebody please let me know what is the most accurate manufacturer of scale? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there because I was just like, what? So now it's Friday and my weight is 14 stone 3.8. I'm up 2.2 pounds from last week. This is ridiculously complicated, so I'm not going to make it any more complicated. That is just my weigh-in. I'm up 2.2 pounds this week, and we're just going to leave it at that because at the end of the day I ate my breakfast. Yeah, so in my head that's why I'm up, but I've got no idea what that Wednesday weight was all about either. Weight's so strange, isn't it? It's so strange. But if I was to tell you like in myself how I felt, I feel smaller. I don't feel like I've gained weight. There's no reason why. So I'm totally chill about it. I've got absolutely no problem with my weigh-in today. It is what it is. So that's it for weigh-in. I don't really think I've got anything else to say. I'm sorry that it was a massive rambly video as usual. But if you've got this far, high five to you. I've got a little mini sort of challenge with Laura over at Fat to Fit. She's definitely worth a follow. She's absolutely smashing it. I'll leave a link to her below. And our little mini challenge is that we are going to work out each day and track each day. Jim's actually going on a boys' night out on Saturday night, which is kind of like, I'm like, right, okay, so I've got no distraction there. So it's just me and myself. So I'm just planning on making a really amazing salad. Might even do 2 gym sessions, who knows. But yeah, we've got a little workout goal set, which I think is a really good idea because it's the weekends that really get me most of all, I think. So that might be a little future thing to continue to do, set little weekend goals. But I'm gonna leave it there. Happy Friday, my absolutely gorgeous friends. Please let me know how you're doing. So sorry that I haven't uploaded much this week, and like I said, hopefully I'll get the footage that I did get from this week edited and uploaded, but sometimes when I've filmed and it's been a few days, I'm like, oh, I'm one of them people, I like to leave the past in the past. I don't like to sort of like dwell on things, and I think because I wasn't feeling so great, it might bring up unnecessary emotion. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to promise anything, but potentially that might be some time over the weekend. So if you don't want to miss it, best to hit the subscribe wherever it is, and the notification bell, and you will be notified when it's uploaded. But until next time, all you gorgeous people, please stay happy, healthy, and well. Bye.